said, "Whoa, easy with the also, pal." Just keeps going.
Well, what did I say before? Didn't I level some other disparaging remarks their way prior to that? So
yeah,
also,
it could be taken
in
out
addition to. I mean, if you want to talk, dude, that's fine.
No, I'm good. I love it. And then I started stress eating. I haven't stopped since.
You broke him.
Oh, well, that's the intro. If you want to talk, and then I started stress eating and I haven't stopped. That's the intro right there.
Oh,
Are you
we're
recording?
We're recording.
Tainted Hive
I didn't even notice.
session.
I didn't notice he was recording.
Makes it even better.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only one. And I can't
We've
do
broken
it.
bad.
I can't do it. Fucking
I
hell.
almost spat all over the place just now.
Fuck yeah.
This is the most chaotic intro we've ever had.
You're the one that hit record, bro.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, and right now there is only Warhammer. Welcome to the Tainted Hive, the first season of our Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Maledictum podcast. I'm your GM, Brad, guiding our group. I don't know that any of us deserve intros right now, but we got Eric, Alex, Justin, and Mike, as always. Welcome to episode 18 of the Tainted Hive, gentlemen.
I don't know how much guiding there is, but there might be a lot of wrangling and of loose cats.
If there's going to be any wrangling, I'll be doing that. I'm Roderick Wrangler, after all.
After all.
The most conceited, like, Roderick Wrangler, damn it. All right, gentlemen. If you want to get him out of your system, now's your chance.
I don't.
It's about to be a night. Okay.
I actually
holding it
found
for
out that
later.
my daughter listens to the podcast, and she called me a potty mouth today. So I'm just going to pull back a little.
That's awesome.
She deserves some free merch. We should send her a shirt, and it should be your character's artwork inside of a toilet with a mouth.
All right. I'll get right on that.
It's like a mimic, only it's a toilet mouth. All right, on that note, last time on the Tainted Hive, having filled Petronilla in on everything you all had discovered so far, she allowed you access to one of the Makarian Vigilite lifts, not far behind Vigilite Bastion 108D. And after letting you through two different keycard doors, and you saw multiple servitors with heavy bolters guarding the space, you took the lift all the way down to the space of the hive known only as the Bowels. This is the darkest, deepest levels of the hive, where some of the poorest wretches of the space live, work, and otherwise try to exist. Quentin, as the lift dropped, you used your divination, which we had not yet seen in-game, which was great. And you had images of dark, dangerous pipes and a dark figure in front of a field of stars, but beyond that, not much more. You had that overwhelming kind of sense of unease as well. And as you took off into the bowels themselves, it took a little bit of searching. Quentin had to walk out into a dried fountain, but you did find that you should head off towards the right once you stepped out of the lift and out of this kind of secured space where the walls shut behind you and left almost no trace that the lift had been there. And as you took off towards the light and noise off to your right, you ended up stumbling out and found yourselves looking at the pit off to your left and thermal warning off to your right. And you noticed that the pit was an amphitheater-style stadium built out of an old chemical holding tank, and thermal warning was a bar built in the shadow of a generatorium, which is something that produces electricity for the hive itself. And as you four took off down the promenade between these two spaces, the area had a brownout where all of the power faded, the lights faded, and Mordecai found himself almost being pickpocketed. But thanks to some keen observance through all of you, even though it was pitch black, and an elbow to the face, resulting in a broken nose, ocular socket, and a lot of blood streaming down this guy's face. His attempt to rob you turned into you guys robbing him fairly blind. And as he scuttled off into the space and into the lower levels of the bowels, the four of you, following Quentin's lead, stepped into these massive 30-meter pipes. An area that you know, Quentin, is called the Pipeworks. With a flip of a switch, and a little bit of a lamp, light from a lamp pack, rebreathers and or respirators on your faces due to the acrid smells keeping you out of the exposure risk, you all took off into these pipes. So as we pick up today, you are moving off into the Pipeworks in these massive pipes with all the little offshoots. So, I'd like for each of you to please get, let's just start the dice rolling fast and furious. Please give me an awareness, perception, sound test, if you could.
If you get all 3 zeros, that's 100, right?
Oh yeah, critical failure. Absolute
Cool.
failure.
It's +0 test, right?
Yes, sir, correct.
So that's +1.
Plus one.
-5.
-4.
Okay.
Wow, you guys all really failed. Holy shit.
I
Well,
feel
this is actually-
the worst you can.
Yeah.
You did.
This is actually really appropriate because Quentin, you hear just in time the sounds as you guys are walking into these pipes, 30 meters wide, 30-meter diameter. There are areas with these off-shooting pipes, and most of them are small. Some of them are large enough that a person could move through them. So as you guys are kind of moving through this space carefully, the corroded, oxidized, flaking metal coming off on your bootsteps, it actually makes sense, Quentin, that you succeed. Because you will not be surprised if this occurs, because they don't see you. However, for the rest of you, with almost a little bit of a shout, bullets ring out as you are ambushed. So we are going to operate in an initiative
They don't see
order.
him carrying a lantern. That breaks my immersion.
Oh, are you carrying the lamp?
No, I would have given it to someone else.
Okay,
I would
that-
have carried it myself.
That makes more sense. 'Cause
Okay, then
I
Dimitri
paused
would.
for a minute. I was like, wait a minute.
Fair enough. I'll carry it and take the bullet.
Before shit goes and hits the fan,
Yeah.
for everyone's benefit except Mordecai, because he doesn't have any of these left, did we regen our fate yet? Because I have 1 out of 2 from several sessions ago. And
that
I
is
know
a
we were going to do
great
it
question.
every
Did
give
you-
or take 4 sessions, so
It's a great
Did
question.
you have to remind him that I don't have any? Thanks.
yes,
Yes, he did.
I did.
I'm glad
That in
you.
there.
I am glad you prompted that because actually this is a good time for that ask. Yes, you are regenerating your fate this session because it is that milestone. So I do apologize. Thank you for prompting that. With you guys stepping into the final act of the scenario, it was time for a little regen there. So yes,
Nice.
if you have fate that is not burned, you may regen.
Sorry, Mordecai.
Hey, man. It's fine.
Just duck.
All
Yeah,
right, so,
just-
gentlemen, I know we've spent some experience. So, Roderick, is your initiative still an 8?
Yes.
Quentin,
Yes,
are you
it
still
is.
a 7?
Yes.
Mordecai, are you still a 7?
This is a agility plus. Nothing
A
changed, yes,
Perception bonus and agility bonus.
Okay,
Page
nothing-
2 of
7.
your player sheet.
Yep.
7.
Perfect. Dimitri, still a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as each of you step into the space, the lamp pack or the lantern kind of illuminating a little bit of the space, with a short cry, you guys are under ambush. So you watch as people, 6 individuals, drop out of the pipe around you. Now, they are all within one zone of you because there's not a lot of room and they're falling on these sides. But, oh gosh, what are they going
At
to do?
least we know they're soft. They immediately started crying when they attacked.
So what's going to happen is, Quentin, you are not surprised. The rest of you, unfortunately, are, which is not great. That's not great. So,
Can I,
yeah.
Dimitri, were you looking at the scanner at all? I mean, you didn't
I
say
have
you were.
it.
So,
I didn't take an action to scan it.
Yeah, we should use
I
that.
suppose
better
moving forward, I should be using that. I am remiss. Sorry if someone dies.
It's all right.
This is why we got it.
All right.
God
So there
damn it.
are 6 of them. I'm going to actually quickly. I don't think they saw. No, not a chance in hell. They did not see Quentin. So 6 gunshots ring out as they're dropping out of these pipes. They're all going to fire at the 3 of you with a stub revolver, 2 shots at each of you. So close, loud, reliable, mag 6. Yeah, that's fine. First and foremost, Mr. Roderick Wrangler. Let me see if we can beat some ballistic skills. No, that's a 92. That doesn't work. But you are surprised. So if they do succeed, they do crit you, unfortunately.
As they're dropping down and if they're shooting, wouldn't that be a really hard shot to do?
They're shooting and then dropping. So they're shooting from the pipe and then dropping down into the space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Reverse the words there. So they're dropping all of like 10 feet down into the larger pipe with you guys. At least some of them are, because there's 6 of them coming out of these 2 pipes. That being said, Roderick, 2 bullets fly past you. You are not hit. Dimitri.
Hell yeah.
That's a 95. That's a 44, which is also a fail, but that's also a fumble.
So these guys suck
They're doing
ass
well.
at shooting.
If you didn't notice, with 4 missed shots out of 6, yes. Let's
Except
quickly-
both of them hit me, though, I guess, probably. But
We're
that's
gonna
fine.
Knowing your
gonna come
luck,
in.
probably.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, God. Okay, so Dimitri, 2 bullets fly past you as well. One of them actually hits the pipe next to you, and you hear that ting of it ricocheting, and it strikes one of the
Please.
dregs that dropped down in front of Roderick.
God, I was
Dumbass.
hoping.
So, yeah, this one is down. Stub revolver does 6 wounds, so he's down by
Roderick
6.
Wrangler audibly laughs when he sees this happen.
All right, last 2 at Mordecai.
Ha!
Well, Alex, you kind of manifested this one, man.
I know. That's fine. It shoots me in my left nipple.
So I roll against Roderick. I roll a 90 and a 40. Against Dimitri, I roll a 90 and a 40. Against Mordecai,
44.
Before
roll
you
a
say
zero-
the numbers,
Uh-huh.
can we still use distracting even if we're surprised?
No, because you don't
Okay.
have any time to distract because you are surprised, or I would have let you already.
Just making sure.
It was fun playing with you guys.
Unfortunately for Mordecai, I just rolled a 006 and a 001.
Jesus Christ.
Fate. Oh, wait.
He doesn't have it.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Okay, so they didn't called shot, so it is going to be a crit. So first things first, Mordecai, 2 bullets strike you. We're going to work them out one by one. So first one hits you, 6
2
damage.
criticals. Cool. Yeah.
And because it's a revolver.
You have any armor on?
Yeah,
I
do you have any armor?
Yeah.
Okay,
I have
that's a
heavy
good thing.
leathers. Sure.
So that's a body shot, which is good. And so the auto pistol is going to do. The stub revolver does 6 damage for the first one.
Minus my armor, 4.
So here's the good news: you're not gonna take a ton of wounds.
Now talk to me about criticals.
That's what we're getting to. So we've got a body. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, 6 is a body. So we have a body critical first because you use the units die. So your first critical, you're suffering 2 wounds after the armor because it is a body shot, and then
4.
oh, I
Yeah,
thought
he
you had
has
4
2
armor.
armor.
Sorry, I misheard.
No, I have
So
2.
4 wounds, and that does not exceed your wound total. So we're only rolling a d10 because there's no severity bonus. Okay, the bullet fires in, goes through your armor. You suffer a crunching blow to your collarbone. You have a broken collarbone. Determine randomly if this is left or right. So evens is left, odds is right.
Not ideal.
It hits your right shoulder and shatters your collarbone. You drop any item held on your right hand, and you have a disadvantage on all tests using your right arm. Additionally, I need you to make a challenging +0 fortitude pain test right now.
Bruh. I'm right-handed. Asshat.
I'm sorry, brother.
That's not great.
Well, I rolled a 4, I guess. That's good.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so you're not going to be stunned.
+5.
Yeah, you're not going to be stunned then. So, bullet breaks into your shoulder, shatters your collarbone. You're not stunned. So that's good news number 1.
Brad, is this a major or minor broken bone?
This is considered a minor broken bone.
Okay.
I'm not stunned. I am a little shocked.
You are a little shocked, but you're not stunned. So that's all right. That's good news number 1. Number 2, this one's not great because it's a 001, which is a headshot. So again, 6 wounds, less any armor you have on your head. Do you have any armor on your head?
I don't think so. I have what's called heavy armor or heavy leather, so I'm assuming that's just my body.
That's your body. Okay.
Arm, body, leg, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to suffer 6 wounds.
Sick.
Does that put you below 0?
No.
Okay. Then the beauty is you also have a struck forehead, so the bullet grazes across your scalp, straight, like above both eyes, and blood begins to pour down your eyes. You are bleeding and blinded.
Cool.
So make
Cool.
sure you note those. All right. And that's going to put us into true initiative order because that was the ambush. Quentin, you are going to get to go because you were not surprised.
Okay, so I'm gonna say just about to ask that.
Yep.
Where are they? Are they in zone next to me or like zone wise?
So great question. So as the pipes are to your right and your left, 10 feet up. As they were shooting and they were jumping down in, 4 of them. 2 of them still remain up high in each of the pipes with their pistols. Those are the 2 who hit Mordecai, the last 2 to come out. As they've dropped, 2 are within immediate range of Roderick, like they're in right next to melee range already. 2 are in immediate range to Dimitri. They didn't see you, so they are one zone. They're in one zone away from you because you're just a few steps back.
So there's one zone with 2 people, and then the other ones are in a zone with Roderick.
So there's your zone, which is you. Mordecai is going to be, we'll call it 2 zones ahead because 30 meters is not, it's big, but it's going to be tight. But the zone in front of you is Roderick, Dimitri, and 4 guys, all in the same zone.
All on the same side. Oh,
correct. Yep. Because the
annoying.
pipes literally just dropped down onto your party.
I'm not going to do what I want to do, but I am just going to cast or use the power smite on one of them that are closest to Mordecai.
Okay.
Because seeing as he's just got shot twice, he's fucked.
So smite, you need line of sight, correct?
I'm fine.
Yes.
The one, if you want to, you saw which one took the ricochet. He is between Roderick and Mordecai, and he is already wounded if you want to go for that one. Otherwise, there's one other that is unwounded on the other side as well.
I'm going to go out for the unwounded one.
You got it. And remind me again, do I oppose this in any way, or do I just take it?
You just take it.
I don't like that.
All right. That's going to be a plus second. Check my skill. This 60. Plus 5? No, plus 6.
Well, it's unopposed, so plus 6. Okay.
I rolled a 0-5.
Nice. Okay.
So it's going to be 5, 7, 6. So 13 wounds.
Oh.
It ignores armor.
Okay. Quentin, before we explain this, Mordecai, I owe you an apology.
Yes, you do.
I know I do, but I'm going to owe you a second one. I told you the damage of the weapons, which was 6. I did not include the 4 additional, which would have been their success levels for winning by 2. So you need to take 4 additional wounds.
Yeah, so I'm below 0. Cool.
Now you're below 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Just note it as that. Leave the critical where it was. You are below 0. That being said, Quentin, describe how you want to kill one of these 6 with a smite.
Where does a 5 hit?
A 5 would hit right in the right leg.
Right leg just pops off completely and he just dies.
So you watch as the right leg just bounces off the wall of the pipe, rings on the metal just a bit, and the burst of arterial blood sprays across the wall as he dies. 1 down. Okay. That brings us to the true initiative. So at the top of the order, Roderick, having been surprised, you are now in immediate contact with a couple people.
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
Okay, so I know I'm in the zone with the most of them. Is Mordecai also in this zone?
Mordecai is technically also in that zone, correct?
And Dimitri is also in this zone.
Correct. The only one who's not is Quentin.
Is Quentin.
Unless I misunderstood, Quentin, you were kind of lagging back just a little as you were walking the pipes, or were you at the front?
I would have been ahead of them.
Disregard that. Quentin is in a different zone, but he's one ahead of you then.
Okay, so I'm, for the sake of my
I'd be
brain,
leading the party.
I'm going to call the zone behind us 1, the one we're in 2, and the one in front of us 3. Just
Perfect.
for my brain.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Sir, what all status conditions does Mordecai currently have on him? Is he, dying or
I have bleeding,
fatigued?
blinded, and I am below 0 on my hit points.
Yes.
Or wounds. Excuse me, wounds.
And remind me, does that mean you're dying? I don't even remember.
No. So let's talk about dying really quick, because this is important. This is one of the first times we've hit this with you guys. So when you suffer wounds that would exceed your maximum, you suffer a critical wound. Now, Mordecai was already suffering a critical. I'm not going to go back and retcon that because I screwed up as the GM with the damage. So we're going to leave it with a bleeding forehead.
Got it.
What happens now is because he's got 2 criticals, 2 untreated criticals. If your untreated critical wounds exceed your toughness bonus, you die at the end of the round. Mordecai, what's your toughness bonus? What's the tens digit of your toughness?
I think that's actually pretty good. 49.
So you have 2 out of 4 critical wounds that would kill you. Yep. Now here's the problem. You are bleeding, which means that if you take damage from bleeding, you will suffer a critical wound because you will go below 0 again. So Roderick, to your point, is he dying? Very slowly, yes.
I
That's
also
not
have a
looking good
shattered
for him.
collarbone, but we'll cross that bridge later.
The bleed is the more
Right-handed with
concerning.
a sniper rifle.
Yeah, the bleed is more concerning right now.
And how far away is he from me?
He's in the same
He's
zone.
in your same zone.
So,
He's in my zone. Okay.
Yep.
yeah.
The
All right.
problem is
Straight.
going
All right.
to be just to.
And
just
then
to
I'm surrounded
caveat this,
by
the problem for you, Dimitri.
4 other dudes are now 3.
You have 2 to your side, and there's 1 more by Dimitri. So 3 guys in your zone with you.
Mhm.
And Dimitri,
Okay.
to your point of trying to calculate time, the problem is going to be that Mordecai goes before you in the initiative order.
Yeah, don't worry about me. Let me die. I'll roll a new one.
Does he though?
I mean,
Yes.
help.
No, I mean, hang on. Where's that fate shit?
I'm about to burst fire at
You
the
can go whenever you want if you spend
one
That's what-
closest
That's
to
what
me,
I. That's
I
what I
guess.
was talking about.
Okay, so Quentin and Dimitri, Roderick, you're going to burst fire at the one closest to you?
Correct.
Go for it, man.
I am not going to use both weapons because apparently I have to put both of them at disadvantage to do that. So
Correct.
I would like to murder one first.
Okay.
That's a 003, so that is great. That'll be out of 43, so that's plus 4 successes on my shot. Burst
Okay,
fire shot.
perfect. So then-
plus 5 because I burst fired.
Yes. So plus 5 there. You have, don't forget, you guys have 1 automatic superiority because of Quentin.
Yep.
So plus 6.
You can absolutely use that for plus 6. Yep.
And then that is 5 damage plus I assume my 6.
Yep.
So
Okay.
11 wounds.
So you deal 11 wounds. You watch as the bullets rip through this guy's right arm. His right arm is a bloody, hunked mass of flesh, just bleeding
don't-
everywhere.
don't forget I did my signature Roderick Wrangler trenchcoat flourish to draw it, and then...
Okay. All right. So there's your shot. Any movement or anything else you want to do?
I assume there's not any cover as we're in a pipe.
You're in a pipe. There's 0 cover.
I am going to go close to Mordecai, just so that if anybody comes near him, they're trying to attack me instead of him.
Okay. Yeah, you can go stand right by him as he's there. Now, keep in mind, this is important. When you go below 0 for your wounds, so Mordecai, when you go below 0, you don't necessarily immediately fall prone and like be dying or anything like that. You are still sort of standing. However, because you are below 0, you do have, excuse me, you do have
Brad?
to, yeah.
Are you shifting to his turn now? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just highlighting.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
He's
I'll be
pontificating.
happy.
Okay.
I'll be happy to have a seat, Brad. It's no big deal.
No, I'm going to
So, yeah,
need you to
just-
hobble to the next zone over so that quinoa doesn't kill you.
Yeah, just keep in mind that because you are below 0,
I've already held back. I'm not going to nuke the entire party.
so on your
I
turn,
did think about it, though.
when it gets to your turn, Mordecai,
How's that feel, Brad, when you just can't talk because everybody keeps talking when you start?
I'm just trying to tell you what you're allowed to do when it gets to your turn in a minute. So on your turn, you can either move or take an action, not both. And on your turn, you'll have to make a challenging fortitude test or you will fall unconscious. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
And is that due to the bleed that he has?
That's due to being below 0. Or
Or
in
just
this case,
below 0,
at
okay.
0, because you don't really
I
go.
got a lot going on.
Yep.
Okay.
He's got a lot
'Cause
going on.
his two
I mean-
crits are the shattered collarbone.
Correct.
And what was the second one?
Bleeding
got
all across the forehead.
Bleed.
Yep.
I got a blasted forehead, so I'm blinded and bleeding.
Do
Struck
you have
forehead.
a bleed condition? Okay.
Yes. And I'm assuming the blinded is just blood in my eyes, right? I'm not.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You literally have blood pouring out of your forehead into your eyes. So, Dimitri,
Foreheads bleed.
I think I know what you want to do. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a fate to bump myself up in the initiative.
I figured you would. So, Dimitri, you're up then.
All right. Let me take that down a notch. All right. I'm going to hustle right up to Mordecai there.
Okay.
This is no problem. Do not worry. I am going to treat the... I'm assuming the bleed condition is more pressing. Yeah. Okay.
If it gets to his turn and he's bleeding, he will take a wound and automatically suffer a 3rd critical. Yes, that's important.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to treat that.
Okay. I need a challenging +0 Medicaid test.
Hang on. Are you sure?
Can I help him with encouraging words?
Hang on. Injuries. Where's the bleed?
Can I distract him while he's doing it?
God
Whoa.
damn it. Just kidding.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
I thought I had my healing all figured out here, and then
It's the first
found
time.
out I don't.
Yeah, it's the first time we got to do this, you guys.
I found out how to heal broken bones, but bleeds. And the Chirurgeon's kit says I can pretty much almost insta-treat a bleed if it wasn't gained from a critical.
There's the
So-
caveat. This is the
right,
treatment
but-
for the critical.
Okay, so then I guess it's just, you said standard +0?
It's going to be challenging +0 Medicaid test. Yep.
+0
Nice.
Medicaid test.
Correct.
Okay.
Assume
And
your Chirurgeon's kit gives you some kind of bonus on that or something. But
it does if it wasn't gained from a crit. But I
see.
can treat critical wounds in combat, and I gain advantage for that. So yeah, I do
Nice.
get bonuses. But okay, so rolling them dice.
Wipe some of this blood out of my eyes if you get a second.
So that's a 39. That's 2 success levels, but hold. Yeah,
Okay.
2 success levels.
So with the use of your Chirurgeon's kit and some bandages, you quickly wrap Mordecai's head, and the bleed stops. As the bleed stops, and you wipe the blood out of your eyes, your blinded condition fades.
Right on.
So you are no longer
You're a hell
bleeding.
of a guy, Dimitri.
See, good is new.
You're no longer bleeding nor blinded. However, you are still at 0 wounds, so that is also still important when it comes to your turn.
Seems like
Okay.
it would be, yeah.
Dimitri, anything else, my
that's-
friend?
That's my action. As far as moving, no, I'm going to stay here.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Mordecai. You're up.
You said I can do what? I can move or take an action, but not both?
So, yeah, because your wounds equal your maximum wounds, you can either move or act, not both. However, before you can do anything, I need a challenging +0 fortitude pain test. And if you fail, you go unconscious.
+0?
Yep.
+2.
+2. Okay, so you hold yourself together. You will not have to test on this again unless you take another wound. Okay?
Okay. I ignite
Also,
the firebomb and hurl it into the next zone where they're standing.
they're standing in
They're
your
saying-
zone.
Yeah, they're not in
Yeah.
the next zone.
Also, real quick though, Alex, for Mordecai,
Huh.
because the challenging test happened on the struck forehead, remove that critical from your untreated criticals. You're down to 1.
Okay.
Also important.
I just realized the verbiage in the book on damage and wounds completely reverses the way we've been talking about it. It's not you go down to 0 wounds, you reach your maximum wound threshold, and as you sit there, then bad stuff starts to happen to you.
Yeah,
Got it.
we constantly think about depleting the pool, but really it's adding to a pool.
Go on.
Yep,
Yep.
I got it. That makes
So,
way more sense.
So Mordecai, you will not have to take this test again unless you suffer another wound. You may act or move. Everyone is in your zone. So you, Dimitri, Roderick, and
Not
three of-
everyone. There's 2 guys up above.
Getting there. Yep. You, Dimitri, Roderick, and 3 of the enemies are in your zone. Quentin is a zone in front of you. And there are 1 gentleman, one of each of these characters in each of the pipes above you, right and left. And those 2 are separate zones.
I liked it better in my head where they were in different zones, but
You could fire
I'll
them.
go
I liked
ahead.
it too.
I'll
I
go
would have
ahead.
nuked them.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take cover.
There's no cover. You're in a pipe.
Get out of this zone if you can.
Get behind me.
Yeah.
You can move. You can move a zone away to be in the zone with Quentin.
No.
Okay. You can pull out your pistol and shoot somebody.
Yeah.
You'd have to do it
that's-
offhandedly.
It's going to be offhanded.
That's
Yep.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take out my pistol and start shooting.
Okay, so you're going to take a
I mean,
shot.
it doesn't really benefit me to change. I mean, they're using guns. It's not like they can't shoot me if I go a zone away.
Yep, that's true. They have guns and other weapons. So okay, so you're going to pull out your weapon. You're going to have to use your offhand. So you're going to roll at disadvantage.
Oh, I thought it was ambidextrous.
Are you ambidextrous and I just don't
Dude.
know it?
Is this for real? I don't even want to say what I just did again.
What'd you do?
In 17 episodes, this has never happened. It's happened twice this time.
Okay.
I just rolled 100.
Well, you know what?
And you have no fate to do anything about it. That's so unfortunate.
There are worse times to roll 100 than with an offhand gunshot. Which
I don't know if
Yeah,
there
Dude,
is.
it's all right, man.
It's
Dimitri's
kind of
here.
fitting.
Sack healing commencing.
Based
do
on
you,
what
man.
just happened, I can't imagine that I would be very good at shooting right now. So
That's-
sure.
narratively, so you pull out your pistol with your left hand, which you don't normally use. You pull the trigger. Boom, the bullet. I'm sorry, you're using a las pistol, correct?
No, my
Oh,
stub
what?
pistol.
You have a stub pistol. Okay. So the bullet bing, ricochets off the pipe far away. You miss entirely, but that's okay. All right. That brings up, because Dimitri, you jumped up in the list. That brings up the 5 remaining gangers. So, as a reiteration,
Do they have the same initiative in Mordecai?
no, they're under Mordecai, but above Dimitri.
Because when do I go then?
You went. Oh. Apologies. I forgot you went because of the surprise round, and I was like going down the initiative order from there.
You're
Quentin,
so
you're up.
unremarkable. He
I
forgot
was
you were
like,
here.
don't skip me. I get to go again.
You RP the unremarkable too well. Alex is correct. All right, what are we
I know
doing,
how to
Quentin?
do it. I'm
Who's that
smiting
guy?
the next guy closest to Mordecai.
Next guy closest to Mordecai has full health and is next to him and Dimitri. Go for it.
Ooh, that is a 22.
Okay.
That's going to be a
Hippie smoke.
yeah, it's going to be a 4 success level.
4 successful.
So
How much?
it's 2 plus 5, 7, 4, 11 wounds.
11 wounds. Okay. And
Wait, sorry. Psychic powers cannot crit like that, but basically means I take 1 less warp charge.
Oh, that's great for you. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, 11 wounds ignores armor.
Okay. All right. Anything else for you, Quentin?
That would be it. I'm not going to move my zone.
Okay. I'm going to rule at this point, because you've used the psychic powers twice, that even though you're unremarkable and everything else, they absolutely know you're part of this combat at this point. So, unless tell me if your talents make it so I really can't even shoot at you. Take a peek. Okay. So what they're going to do is the 2 up high have now seen you smite 2 of these guys. And they're both going to take a shot at you, Quentin. So we're going to start with the guy in the up and right of the group, which would be up and left of you since you're facing backwards, Quentin.
Zones 4 and 5. Got it.
No, that's a -1. So the bullet flies past and ricochets off the ground. And from zone 5, Quentin, to Roderick's brain, that one will work. So you're not surprised. However, the bullet comes from on high from your upper right, Quentin, for the rest of you upper left, zone 5. And it is going to hit you in the body for 9 wounds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he rolled really well. I got a 0-0 again.
Yeah, fuck you.
Single digit rolls.
Fuck you,
So
Brad.
9 wounds to the body as that bullet flies down. I probably deserve that one. That's the 2 up on high. Now we got 3 left in the zone. 1 is next to Dimitri. 2 are next to Roderick. Roderick, the one that you just lit up with your pistol, is going to literally just step into immediate range with you. And
Oh, is that not the one that Quinoa killed? I don't know.
no,
I
he's
assumed he
hitting
was targeting
guys
them.
by Mordecai, which are not near
Which-
you at this point.
I'm standing right next to Mordecai.
Yeah.
Oh, you shot the dude and then stepped over Mordecai. Okay, so you lit up his arm and then stepped over to Mordecai. Disregard and ignore. Still same guy, but he's
Not
now
dead?
going to step. No, that's not who he blasted. He blasted somebody else
Got it.
with full health.
Got it.
This one is going to step into range with you, so still in the same zone. Now he's going to step into immediate range. You watch as he drops his pistol and pulls out a knife, and he's going to try to stab you.
Okay.
Now this time it's opposed. If you want to try to oppose it.
Absolutely going to try to oppose it.
Okay.
Just am also going to distract him.
Okay. Not loving that for me.
I'm going to look at his buddy behind him. Oh shit, a demon.
All right.
Right as he's going to try and stab me.
With distracting talent, what do I
He's
have to roll
auto
against?
disadvantaged.
See if he gets distracted. Thank you. That's what I needed.
Checking.
Oh, I don't love that. Okay. All right. So we
Once
have
per
an
encounter,
opposed-
interrupt an individual making a test, imposing disadvantage on their test. In combat, this is a reaction. That's all it says.
All right. Opposed melee test, good friend. Opposed melee.
I use my ranged because I'm using pistols in close range, right?
No, you have to oppose with weapon skill because he's trying to stab at you. So you can still use your pistols, but you're not shooting at him. You're trying to block.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's a melee
Okay.
attack.
Do you have a thing? What you
Maybe.
do?
Pistols are just close range, can be used in close range. But
Yes,
so
but
I'm
he's stepped
gonna-
into immediate range, so he's closer than short range.
okay. If I use dodge, do I use reflexes then instead?
Correct. Yep. You can
I'm
oppose
gonna
with
do
dodge. Okay, go for it.
That's a 27 out of 56, so +3.
Your +3 is better than his -7.
Sweet.
So he stabs out with the knife, and you just kind of sidestep, and it whiffs on air. All right, 2 more. Next one up is right by you, Dimitri. He's going to also... Oof. He's not going to pull out a... He's going to shoot at you. He's not going to pull out a pistol or pull out a knife. So this one's going to take a shot at you, quick.
All right.
No, -2. So bullet pulls out the pistol, pulls the trigger, and as you are having just patched Mordecai, you step up, the bullet whizzes by where you had just been crouched over to attend to Mordecai. And that'll bring up the last of them all, who is going to, having identified Quentin as the threat. Quentin, you're going to get another shot at you.
Okay.
And a 92 is not going to do it. So with another -7, as he aims to you, it's almost like his eyes keep getting drawn to Mordecai, who is close to you, but not quite to you, and the bullet flies in between all of you again. So there's a lot of bullets hitting walls and hitting the pipes all around you, but unfortunately nothing comes of it for these guys. So Roderick, top of the order, you're up.
All right. So there's 2 guys that one of them I've hit, one of them Quinoa's hit for 11 damage.
Correct. 2 guys are wounded in your zone. There are 2 guys on high who are unwounded shooting down at you. And there's a 3rd guy in your zone that is also unwounded.
I'm using both of my pistols, going to point one at each of the already wounded guys.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a disadvantage attack at both of them.
Beautiful.
But I am going to burst fire with both weapons.
Ooh. All right.
And
Make it so.
Get him with
Check
that Gloctopus.
Check something on how fate works quick. Do. Yeah, I'm not going to use those yet.
Okay.
First one is a 63, so it's now a 36.
Disadvantage.
Out of-
Keeps the 63.
Disadvantage.
Keeps the 63 with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, sorry. 63 out of 43, so -2.
Okay.
And then second one is an 11.
Which stays an 11, which is a crit. So,
Hell yeah.
the 2, so the first one, as you pull out the pistols, you fire your left hand first. And being your offhand, being the lesser of your 2, the dreg closest to you, the individual assaulting you closest to you, turns and goes, oh, and kind of like ducks like this, and the bullet flies where their head used to be. Now the next one, with an 11, that's a headshot. So,
Before I actually shoot him, as I realize my first one misses, I turn him, you get the rod, mate.
okay. This guy's got.
Oh my god.
I just realized what your fucking tagline is. God dang it.
So
Well
good.
done.
Been
All
waiting
right.
for that one.
I love that I hate it, and I hate that I love it. So he's got so little HP, I'm not going to make you try to calculate it. How do you want to kill
Sure.
him? It's a headshot.
I want him to just look at me like, huh? Like the quizzical look as I give him the tagline and just freeze his face by shooting him straight through the nose.
All right.
So he looks quizzically at me with a hole in his face.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll go, perfect.
The hole goes directly between the eyes with a crit. Perfect singed bullet hole as he looks at you with utter shock that you could have hit him like that.
Hell yeah.
Quentin.
Oh, I'm going to move.
Sorry, Roderick. My apologies.
I'm going to move into Quentin's zone.
Okay, so you
At
step
this
out of
point.
Quentin's zone. Okay, beautiful.
Way to
Quentin,
give him
you're
a
up.
third eye.
Hell yeah.
Quentin, seeing as the 2 above have been shooting at him, he's going to smite one of the 2 up above.
To give you a bit of context, they are elevated above you. They are in a different zone. Now, I know Roderick is calling them zones 4 and 5 for his own brain. It's one zone. It's the same size as the zone below. They're just elevated.
So just 4.
So just FYI, in case you wanted to pull something bigger out of your repertoire.
You
Okay, I'm gonna do
stated
it.
there were 2 separate zones. That's why I called them 2
Yes.
separate zones.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna do it.
apologize. I was
I'm-
trying to give you guys bandwidth. I see what you're saying. I should have stated it's the same zone, just one up. That's my bad.
Got it.
Screw it, I'm doing it.
All right.
I'm casting
yes.
Vortex of Doom up there.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
I just inserted a hyena laugh that I haven't done before. Okay. Vortex of Doom.
Nice.
That sounds fake.
I would just
Popcorn
for the
commence.
sake of everyone, please read out what the Vortex of Doom does.
All right, you open yourself to a moment of reckless carnage,
Hell
tearing
yeah.
a barely contained wound through reality, surface, and exposing real space to the hellish depredations of warp. Choose a zone in medium range until the start of your next turn. The zone becomes difficult terrain, warp touch, and a deadly hazard. Additionally, when the creatures take damage from this power, they must win a very hard disciplined psychic test, opposing your manifest, or be stunned.
Oh, this makes me so happy that I'm not in that zone.
Wait,
Y'all fucked
you
up.
made the zone permanently warped touched?
Not permanently. It's
Oh.
while I sustain the power.
My-
There's a second There's a second paragraph that I didn't read yet that says, when you stop sustaining this power, roll a 1d10. If the result is greater than or equal to your willpower bonus, you stop sustaining it, but the vortex remains. And its effects still applies until a psychic with medium range attempts to close the rift, doing a very successful, very hard psychic mastery
Holy
telekinesis test.
shit. So it might be permanently warp touched. We don't know yet.
It might.
Oh my god. All right, let's see this. I want to see it.
I'm also going to spend a fate to give me advantage on this test.
Okay.
Boom.
Ooh, that's good because it was a 81, so it's going to be 18.
All right.
So it's going to be a 36 plus 2. So
Plus-
it's successful.
It's going to go off. Okay. Wow. Okay, that was a lot of information really quickly. So Vortex of Doom goes off. How many wounds does it deal?
It doesn't do anything. It makes it a deadly hazard. That's it.
Oh, so it doesn't just immediately damage it. Oh god.
They will
Even
take
better.
15 wounds at the start of their turn.
Yeah, they
Oh
will.
my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, they will.
1 second.
Okay. Yeah. Holy shit.
No, I'm not done yet.
I know you're not. Did I think you were? No.
God damn.
I am now at 11 out of 10 charges.
Dude, for anybody in the world who doesn't like having a power gamer at their table, just shut the fuck up. This is awesome.
Plus 0 on.
You
My-
held it again. Damn it! One of these days you're gonna
barely.
fucking fail. One of these
No,
days.
no, you won't.
All right.
Oh my god, that was so close.
So, Quentin, please, for cinematic purposes, describe this power and what the group sees and feels as you summon this warp-touched space.
You see Quinoa just kind of bend over, hunch over, and just rip at his hair and just start pulling on it and just start screaming. And all of a sudden, this massive warp chasm just starts spinning and erupts into the space above in the zone and just starts spewing out psychic energy and just makes that zone hell on earth.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. I'm gonna make all four of these people. It's not their turn, but Mordecai, it'll be your turn next. Actually, before I do this, Quentin, anything else?
That's it.
Okay. I'm going
That's
to
all you
immediately make
got?
all four of these take a fear test because, yeah. Discipline, willpower, fear. I highly doubt they have a fear skill. No, not a chance. No specialties at all. Oh, God. Okay. The first one directly in front of Quentin looks up and like looks like he's going to panic, but seems to kind of pull something out of him to hold on. Nope. The one next to you, you, Dimitri, is just like, fuck this shit, throws their gun down and looks like they're going to run. Okay. Two of them throw their shit down like they're going to run away, and two of them seem to steal their resolve and hold on, but it's not their
the
turn.
two up there are probably going to die before they get the chance to get out of there anyway, so whatever.
But they don't know that, even though we do. So, Mordecai, you're up.
The one who's running, I'm going to shoot at him.
Okay, so you see the one next to Dimitri drop their gun like they're going to run, and they turn, take that shot. Because they are running away and not engaging in any way, I'm going to make it a plus 20. However, you're still using your offhand, so it's still a
And
disadvantage.
it's still disadvantage, yeah.
Correct.
Ha! 22, though.
Oh! All right. So 22.
1 second.
Now, the one by Dimitri actually had some wounds, so this is going to be a good one.
40. You said plus 20?
Plus 20 on the test, yes, sir.
Okay, so that's a plus 40.
Okay.
I'm sorry, plus 4.
So plus 4, and then
The plus 40 is insane.
you have 4 success levels, and then your auto pistol is damage 5, correct?
We also have superiority.
6
Oh.
6.
plus superiority.
So that'll be 11 wounds. I would like for you to please describe how your shot in the back of the left arm shoulder area of this individual kills them.
As this hole opens up and I'm still pissed off, I see this guy turn to run. And I'm just gonna say, no one lives. And I guess I'm gonna blast him through his shoulder, but it's gonna hit his heart. So he's just gonna arms out and fall
Hell yeah.
into a puddle of his own shit.
You aim with your left. You pull the trigger. You hit him in the shoulder, but you watch the bullet come out the back of his ribs as if it ricocheted off a bone internally. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. Face plant, shit hits the fan. All right, you can only do one or the other, so you don't get to take another turn. And Dimitri, before your turn, it's the dregs.
No, that'll
two-
do for me. That felt
Two
good.
of them immediately die. Yeah, that felt good. Good. The two up top immediately die. The last one, bleeding profusely.
But wait, how do the two up top die? Are
I'm
they
getting-
ripped apart by it? Or are they undulated into non-existence? I want to know.
I'll tell you in just a second. Two up top die. The one at the ground level has this is the one with the bloody ripped apart arm is going to run away and drop their shit and run. Like they're just like superior. Like, you guys have all the superiority at this point, but
That
the
fucker's
reason
dying.
they really run, I would like Roderick, Dimitri, and Mordecai. You moved into Quentin's zone, correct?
I moved into
I know you
Quentin's
did,
zone.
Roderick. Mordecai, did you?
Yeah.
I haven't
No.
moved. I'm
So
wherever I
Mordecai-
started.
Mordecai and Dimitri did not.
Mordecai and Dimitri, both of you give me an awareness sight test. Roderick and Quentin, because of where you are, you don't need to. You're going to see this happen.
Right on.
Plus 2.
Mordecai, you hear this screaming sound and you look up just in time.
-1.
Dimitri, you are very focused on the guy who just had a bullet come out of his hip after getting hit in the shoulder, and you're thinking through all the medical of it where you don't look up. So as a character, you don't see this. But what you watch, Roderick, Quentin, Mordecai, is the first ambusher on the left, leaning out of that pipe, as this vortex of purple, black, roiling psychic energy takes over the space. They look like they're going to turn and run, and as they turn, their body flips inside out. Their skin pulls inside of their muscles. The bones expose outside, and you watch as they become absolutely warp-touched and go from being human to absolutely not. Their body stretches, contorts, and just into a smear on the wall. The one on the right, you watch as they digress.
Did you just microwave them?
He did. The one on the right, you watch as they digress from what they are into an infant, and immediately shoot back up to being over 100 years old. So they go from being a unhealthy hive adult into a child sitting in their own clothes, and then immediately shoot back up into their full size. And you watch as they age, and then their body rots into goo, decomposing
They
in front of you in
experience all the
seconds.
growing pains.
They experienced all the growing pains in seconds as this
Oh,
happens.
my shins hurt so bad.
And the remaining guy is just fucking running away at this point. You guys have superiority. You've won the combat. But Dimitri,
He's dying.
Kill him. Kill him.
I know you guys enough. I gave you the hint for a murder hobo. This is time. So Dimitri, what do you want to do?
How far away is he from me?
He's gonna
at the moment.
use his whole action to run. So he's going 2 zones.
Is he? Okay. Cool.
This is really far from a murder hobo scenario. That guy shot me twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with that
me too.
burst.
I meant more of the no survivors piece. All right, hit him with the burst. Okay. What weapon
Yeah.
are you using?
My las gun.
All right, las gun.
Do you need to go one zone over in order to not be disadvantaged for the range?
Yeah. What's the las gun's
Oh,
range?
is he?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Long.
No, you're fine then. 2 zones away. He's good.
Yeah.
He was in Dimitri's zone and he moved 2 zones, so he's exactly 2 zones away. He's good. No disadvantage.
I see a rules
Blast
lawyer
pistol?
face on.
17.
I don't think blast pistol is long range.
He said
Dude,
las
It's not a
las
pistol, it's a
gun.
las
It's a las gun. It's
Las
not
gun.
a pistol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dimitri
God,
is the
I'm
one who
that
carries a
weak
full
shit.
rifle.
Okay, I misheard then.
All
I thought it
right,
was
so
pistol.
that's a 17. So that is 3 success levels.
3 success levels. This individual only had 2 wounds left, so explain how your body shot wants to take him out with a nice hot las round.
I punch a hole in between his shoulder blades, and now I'm tied for war crimes with Mordecai.
Pew pew.
I actually have shot a lot of people in this campaign.
You shot a lot of people in this campaign.
Yes.
Okay. As the ambush fades, so to recap this, you're in this 30-meter diameter pipe. You've been walking for about 15, 20 minutes by the time this ambush happened. So you were a fair chunk of the way in. Having done a little twist, you can't see where you came from. The 2 pipes up above where they dropped in from. The left pipe has a sludgy pile of decomposed human matter. The right pipe has a microwave-style smear of an exploded bean burrito that was an individual. The space around you has a corpse with no leg that bled out in a burst smear along the wall from being smited, and multiple others with gunshot wounds all over their bodies. The air you can't smell because you all have rebreathers or respirators, so you have no idea what the odor is at this point. But
Good.
suffice it to say that it's a pungent blend of gunpowder and burned flesh.
Brad,
Sir,
is the bursted beef bean burrito still frozen in the middle, though?
it might be. Just a little bit. The most of his body is still there.
Assuming combat now appears to be very much ended,
Combat's over.
Quinoa is going to stop sustaining the vortex of doom.
Let's see what happens.
Figure out if it's permanent.
I rolled a 2 and my willpower is a 5, so it disappears.
Okay.
I'm immediately going to run to the next zone over and purge.
So I have absolutely no possibility of misunderstanding. Are you going to go back the way you came to purge or the way you're going to purge?
Going. I want to get away from everyone else.
Okay, so y'all watch as Quentin looks up, the purple-black lightning-induced vortex of energy fades, and he turns and sprints further down the pipe in the direction you're going. Quentin, let's see what
I'm
happens.
screaming.
When you gotta
Like,
go, you gotta go.
It's just like in WFRP when we all had the shits.
So many burritos.
Yeah, we were just talking about microwave bean burritos. It's perfect.
The bloody flux. Infects
Is this
people.
considered, now that combat's over and everything, is this still a stressful time of purging?
Oh, part of me. So I'll walk you through my brain as the DM. Part of me wants to say yes because you guys are moving towards a situation that is not calm. You are 100% no longer sure you're not in danger the whole way there, but we're gonna let the dice gods give us a little guidance here because while my brain says it's still stressful, quite frankly, I would probably rule that everything moving forward is stressful. Let's make sure that I'm not being a little biased.
Before you roll that, is our absolute unit of a superiority number having us riding on the high and we don't give a fuck about no stresses about these punk asses that tried to jump us and we absolutely annihilated?
Great question. And also good call out of having multiple superiority. The tough part about superiority in terms of mechanically how it impacts the game is that it is beneficial in the direct combat, and it is actually just showing the ebb and flow versus the group you're against currently. That being said, I can say to you guys, hey, based on how you've done so far, this is all tied together. You have 2 superiority moving into the next part of this. So it's a good question. It's not going to play into this. Quentin, if it's above a 50, it's still stressful. It's a 60. So because you are making your way to the temple, because you have been ambushed en route, even though you know the map, even though you know how to get there, you are now recognizing that everything from here on out is probably a risk of life, Mordecai having gone down almost. We're going to say that it's still stressful, unfortunately.
So I succeeded with a +2.
Okay.
So I removed moves the amount of warp charges. Roll bonus. Okay. Okay, so I removed 7.
Okay. So you drop from 11 right back to 4.
Yeah, which you actually basically would have been. No. Anyways, it's the same.
All right. Well, you know what? What happens as you purge? That's the real fun.
That's a real question. All right. Oh, that's it.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
I got.
That's not normally bad in this game.
It's not. It's the question is because the dice goes down to only 11 on the table.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. Let me pull up your purgation table.
Does nothing happen?
Could be.
He farts. Psychically.
Meanwhile, Dimitri, perhaps you can assist me, and maybe you have some morphine.
Yes, morphine. Bite this.
Wait, Quentin. I just realized something. So psychic phenomena during purgation. When you successfully purge, roll once on the phenomena table, adding +10 for each warp charge shed. Have we not been doing that?
You only do that when it's in combat, which I guess in this case it is a combat. So in this case it would be a +7.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Add +10 for each warp charge shed, then apply the result. Unless specified otherwise, psychic phenomena affect your current zone lasts for 1d10 minutes or
Yes.
or GM fuckery.
Yeah. At the bottom last paragraph of purgation, it says, no purgation test is required outside of stressful situations such as combat. Simply remove all warp charges and make a single roll on the second phenomena test without applying any modifiers.
Got it. Okay. So,
Because it was a combat one, which you said.
because it's
it would
stressful,
be
you are phenomena.
7.
Oof. So
So that's
72.
the thing.
So it's a 72.
72.
Mm-hmm.
Memory worm. Everyone in the area finds it difficult to recall minor things such as people's names or times.
So Quentin, you purge and in your own space, and despite knowing what happened, you find yourself wondering why you're 3 zones ahead of the group. You can't really remember why you're so far away.
The last 10 minutes. God damn it.
Okay, so the rest of you watch Quentin run off like somebody who's trying to make it to a bathroom after a microwave bean burrito from a gas station. And you see this happen. So Quentin, visually, I'm assuming nothing is happening here. There's no visual tell since it's a memory item, correct?
Yeah, it basically I'm screaming and like losing my mind.
Okay. So the rest of you move. I'm just gonna assume that you move up to Quentin, having known that he has calmed down. You see as he kind of stands up, looks much calmer, brushes off his robes a bit, and just kind of goes. And because this is a podcast and people can't see what I'm doing, I'm just like looking off into space calmly, not really concerned.
I
As we
am
enter
once
the zone-
again requesting assistance and medical attention.
I'm going to say this because it's a minor thing, and Kino's mine. He's going to look at Mordecai and be like, "What's your problem? What's with? You're looking all red. What's going on here?"
As he's
I
asking,
just got shot in the face, you ass.
I'm gonna slap Mordecai. Shut up. And I am going to perform a Medicaid test to
Good.
try and heal that broken bone.
Oh, you want to try to heal his broken bone minor?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got the Chirurgian's kit, so good.
And when I
can
ask
do
for
it.
pain relief, please don't break my finger, Sergeant
So-
Payne. Or
I
Major Payne.
gave you this to bite on.
Also, while he's doing that,
guess
and
I'll bite on
after
it.
Quinoa just said what he did, he's going to look down at himself. Why am I red? What?
And then Roderick's going to walk into the zone and just stop
Wait,
for a
are
second.
you bleeding, Quentin?
No, but I took a massive shot.
All right.
I'm low at HP.
Stand by.
That's right.
All right, so
Mordecai.
you're trying to fix the broken collarbone. So you need
Yep,
to
it's
fix
a
the
routine plus 20 Medicaid test within 1 week of the break.
Yep.
Negates the need for that fortitude test.
Good.
All right. So that was a 46 out of a 53. So what? 1 success level?
Okay.
Oh, 3 success levels.
Oh, even
About
better.
plus 20.
requesting access to medical care.
Okay. Does that do it?
If you healed the broken bone, yeah.
Yeah. So your broken
now,
bone
it's still broken, but you just made it so he doesn't have to test on it, and you treated the critical, so it's no longer an untreated critical, Mordecai. That's big for you. You're back to 0 out of 4.
So, question.
Yes.
Now when I shoot with a sniper rifle up against my shoulder, that's not going to cause me a disadvantage? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
We should probably talk about what this actually means, because broken bones don't just heal because you got healed here.
Right.
So
that's the information I'm requesting currently.
It's bound in place. It is
Yes.
effectively amputated. I don't know how the fuck you amputate a torso though. So
The broken collarbone, because it's your shoulder bone. It's treated as a broken arm. So you're basically saying his right arm is quote unquote amputated because you bind it in place. So Mordecai,
I see. Okay.
for you to be treated, which it's important you get treated, your right arm becomes non-functional because he will bind it in place with a sling.
Which it practically was anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. It's
But
better
now
than
it's not a critical wound, though.
Right.
Now it's
yeah.
not a critical wound.
But if we use teamwork, maybe we can shoot your sniper rifle.
It's okay. I'm just left-handed. now.
So
Here's your options for you guys to talk this through as a group. Mordecai, with a minor broken bone, which is treated as an arm wound, even though it's in your torso. It is treated as a broken arm because it is your clavicle. It's actually a very smart thing by Cubicle 7. Hats off to them for saying, yeah, you broke your shoulder. Yes, it's in your torso, but your arm's fucked.
Was that
If you do
lickspittle?
that, it might have been a little lickspittle. An arm broken bone says it's almost too painful to use your arm. You have disadvantage on all tests using the arm, such as swinging a weapon, steadying a rifle, or climbing. So essentially, you can either roll at disadvantage with an untreated critical wound, which is your right broken collarbone, or you can roll at disadvantage with your sniper rifle using your not broken left arm, which is just your offhand. Either way, you have the exact same mechanical impact.
In my mind, though, I'd have to have something to set it on because you have to have 2 hands to work a sniper rifle.
Oh, I will 100% agree as your GM. I'm going to say you have to have something to rest it on. Absolutely.
Okay.
It doesn't have like one of those two-prong kickstands
Like a
built
little bipod.
let me ask you this, Brad.
Yeah.
So what I was doing was essentially removing the critical and binding that arm, right?
Correct. You've bound the bone in place, which removes the untreated critical, which puts Mordecai back to 0 out of 4 untreated criticals. And I'm going to highlight that word repeatedly of untreated criticals because that's what kills you. It's not actual damage. It's untreated criticals kill you.
Now that it's bound and it's treated, I can also treat wounds.
Yes.
Treat other wounds, injuries, poisons, that sort of thing. Can I do a second test?
I would allow the one test to also heal him because you're kind of doing it all at once, right? You're binding the wound and healing him. So I would say that if you're trying to heal him, use the test you already did to bind the critical, and that will also heal him as well.
Okay, so +3 for that. How does that work?
And I'm going to ask this to the group. Does that make sense to you all, or do you think it should be 2 rolls? Because to me, it makes sense to do 1.
I think it makes sense to do 1. You're doing it in 1 action, essentially.
That's kind of what I thought. It's all one big activity, right?
I gotta... Oh, here we go. Healing wounds. Okay, so if successful, you heal wounds equal to the SL level plus your ally's intelligence bonus.
I will ask, was the Medicaid test you did to heal the critical a routine test, or was that a +0?
It was a routine plus
It
20.
was a plus 20.
Then it still makes sense in my brain.
And so that's 3 SLs plus my intelligence. So that's 6. You get 6 wounds back, dude.
Sick.
Mordecai,
Yes.
you also need to note that your collarbone, which Dimitri has set and treated, will naturally heal without need for a test of setting in 32 days. Which is actually pretty fast for a bone.
Yeah, and I'll be dead long before then, so.
Happy thoughts.
So moving on to Quentin.
Yep. So as you move up to Quentin and you step in his zone, Dimitri, you don't remember why you stepped up to Quentin.
I didn't move though.
Quentin is 2 zones ahead of you inside of his own memory worm. Yeah, you did. Because he's
we
sitting
all
there.
are-
No, I said
all already
moving
moved.
on to Quentin.
We were already in his zone.
How
Apologies.
how are we gonna? I was gonna ask, how do we want to handle this untouchable fuck for the next 10 minutes? That's what I want to know.
My apologies. I thought you meant you were
I
moving
do
right
want
up
to
him.
heal him,
Yeah, okay.
but my brain's been messed with once. Not too keen to have it happen again.
Well,
I guess also the question would be, would he consider a wound a minor thing? Because it's a minor thing.
No,
that
I
you
wouldn't.
forgive.
I was teasing. I was actually going to tell you that, Mike, which is, for Dimitri, for in-game purposes, you might forget Quentin's name as you step into the zone, but you see he's wounded. That's not a minor thing for you to try to undo. So you'd still be able to go help him.
Okay, so I'm just forgetting my name and shit if I go in there.
No, you just might forget Quentin's name.
Oh,
For
fuck
10
off.
minutes.
Yeah, I'll walk in there. That's fine.
I step over there and I forget how to walk halfway through stride. I'm like, what? I don't remember how to walk.
All right.
What? And I just fall over.
All right, Quentin. Let's see what we got for you. What, 19? That's good. So that's 4,
Ooh, nice.
I just assume I'm
6. You
having
get
a
9 wounds
pretty
back.
terrible concussion.
Oh, nice. I am at full HP.
Fuck yeah.
That's exactly how many HP I was missing.
Okay.
Did you say you just healed him for 9 wounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dimitri, if you look over at me, I just dust my shoulder off. I'm Roderick Wrangler, mate. Didn't touch me.
I hold up a bone saw. Do you require healing?
All right,
I
y'all.
don't know why I have the bone saw, but it seems like a good affectation.
You knew Quentin needed healed. You just forgot what it meant, and you pulled out the saws. Because the memory worm. All right. So as you've healed everybody up, you guys get back together. You continue to head down this pipe, and it takes you 45 minutes of walking, winding, weaving.
Brad, stand by. I think we need to address the fact that the batteries had fallen out of this Auspex earlier. And now that I've noticed that and put the batteries in the correct configuration and this thing is working, how do we want to, moving forward, have me constantly scanning the fuck out of this thing without saying, I take an action, I take an action?
It's at this point you're auto using it.
Okay.
At this point,
There.
so the way I approach an Auspex
It
is
wasn't me, man. You gave me a fucked up device.
if you tell
I
me
don't
you're
know how to
using an
use it.
Auspex, if you tell me you're using an Auspex and you're actively using it while searching, my brain goes to, okay, you now move slower because you're staring at a monitor the whole time.
That's cool.
And. So
Brad, we checked the
disregard the
traps.
45 minutes.
So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to grab onto one of y'all's belts and I'm just going to be surfing my phone as we're walking.
That works.
That's how we're doing this.
You can grab my trench coat. It's cool.
I feel like that wouldn't slow us down quite as much.
It wouldn't slow you down that much. But 45 minutes out the door. It's going to take you an hour and 10 minutes. You make your way following Quentin's lead through the winding myriad maze of pipes. And you realize very quickly that without Quentin having this mental map that you took out of Regel's brain, you would have never found your way to where you're going. After an hour and 10 minutes, it is just after midnight when you walk out. You step out, and by step out, I mean you step to the edge of one of these large pipes. And you realize, again, having wound your way past lakes of acid, dripping pipes. You see toxic gases. All of you, Quentin, Roderick, Mordecai, will need to exchange your air bottle because it's over an hour. So you're gonna burn through an air bottle. Make sure you mark that. And again, you realize that without Quentin's mental map, you never would have found it. However, you step to the edge of this pipe and you see where the whole edge of it is corroded and it's collapsed downwards, almost like a ramp. And this ramp steps down into a large, large building, or what was once a large building. And you can tell that where the space you're looking at, it's not the whole of the building, it's one small wing. It's a small wing of an acid refinery. It's a small wing of an acid refinery that at one point may have been converted to some kind of a temple to the god emperor. But as you look at it, and you see collapsed gantries, pipes, broken rockcrete, you see piles of debris, and above all else, you see a faint, strange, purplish glow from some of the spaces within these windows of this temple.
That ain't good.
As you look at it, you'll have to tell me how you feel about it on episode 19.
Shit.
About to get some tentacles. It's happening. Knew it.
I mean, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. So, thanks so much for listening. Make sure to head on over to deadsunsco.com for the latest news and all of our socials. If you like what you've heard and want to support us, please consider heading over to patreon.com/deadsunscompany. Show us some love. Leave some comments. Hang out. We're a good time sometimes. Unless I'm shooting Mordecai with multiple bullets and critting him, putting him in the dirt. But we are Dead Sons Company, and if we don't see you before, we'll see you for episode 19 of The Tainted Hive.